Ferrari have struggled to keep up with Red Bull over the course of this season to date. Ex-Formula One driver Guido van der Garde believes Ferrari are throwing away their hopes of challenging Red Bull for this year's end-of-season honours. The historic Italian outfit were widely tipped to push their Austrian rivals all the way in the battle for F1 supremacy, but have slipped away due to a combination of bad luck and poor strategy over the last few weeks. Charles Leclerc has failed to win any of the last 5 Grands Prix despite qualifying on pole in each of his last 4 outings, while Carlos Sainz has struggled to adapt to life at the front of the grid and effectively finds himself out of contention for this year's Drivers' Championship title after just 8 races. Van der Garde is adamant that Ferrari are failing to make the most of their lofty potential and believes that Sainz is putting far too much pressure on himself to match Leclerc's impressive on-track performances. At Ferrari, they just screw up, Van der Garde told Motorsport TV before referring to Sainz's woeful start to life in a car with the ability to compete for titles. He somehow doesn't manage it. I also think he is putting too much pressure on himself by wanting to beat Leclerc. Leclerc is in a nice flow, especially on Saturday. It is then difficult for Sainz to come close. I think there is too much pressure on him. Ferrari have also struggled to get to grips with their power unit, which has given up on them on more than a few occasions since the beginning of the campaign. Both of their drivers were forced to retire from last weekend's Azerbaijan Grand Prix with separate mechanical failures, and it remains to be seen whether they will be able to solve their high-profile reliability issues over the coming weeks and months. That is difficult to estimate, added Van der Garde when asked if Ferrari are battling a fundamental problem with regards to their power units. They had a problem with the power unit in Spain, although it was more the turbo. In Baku, you could really hear the engine stalling. It's tough for them at the moment. You see them pushing the limit, so they are now going over that. Sainz also retired with a hydraulic problem, which is just painful. It's sour in a weekend when they could have been on the podium together. Ferrari currently find themselves 80 points adrift of Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship standings and will be desperate to make up some lost ground by clawing back the deficit over the next few weeks. They will be aiming to bounce back by taking plenty of points from the upcoming Canadian Grand Prix, which has finally returned to the F1 calendar after an enforced 2-year absence due to COVID-19.